Boss buddies, hope you're doing well. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that I received this little package here from Scent Library this week. So I'll be back with my full review of these 3 scents in just a second. Hey boss buddies, I hope you all had a fantastic week and you're having a great weekend as well. Now, some of you may have noticed, if you follow me on Instagram, that this week I received a little care package from scentlibrary.co.uk, which I want to thank them very, very much for. They sent me these samples here for me to give a proper review on them, really, just to see if I liked them, how close they were to the originals and things like that. And also so we can all give them a little bit of love as well. So a couple of people have actually asked me on Instagram what I thought of them as well after seeing that I had posted and I had received them. So let's start off with the review. Now obviously these are all a fraction of what we would pay for the originals. I mean, Creed Aventus is upwards of $300. I believe it's around sort of £260, somewhere like that, somewhere upwards in the UK. But for a fraction of the price, and I'm talking a fraction, for £25 for a 60ml bottle, or for £40 for a 100ml bottle. Otherwise, you can buy like the smaller sample sizes and things like that for much, much less than that on their website. I mean, these are very, very good when it comes to the value for money and what you're actually getting. Even like besides sort of their clones of original scents, even putting that aside, these are very, very good quality fragrances. Obviously they're using sort of cheaper ingredients, but the smell that you get off of these is just absolutely wonderful. They are very, very close to the original scent. The first one I want to talk about is Creed Aventus. Sorry, the alternative to Creed Aventus. This one is really, really close. I mean, obviously Creed Aventus does vary a little bit from batch to batch. Compared to the one that I've got though, I'm not sure the batch number, but this one is very, very close to most of the Aventus that I've smelled. Bearing in mind I work for a fragrance store which we sell Creed, so I do smell quite a few of the different batches that come in. To me, most of them smell similar from what we receive, whether that's because we're in a duty-free region or not. But to me, most of them smell very similar, and this smells exactly like the ones that we do get. Now, the only difference that I really noticed, and this was with all 3 of these, is just the way they open up. So when you first sort of spray them on, they do smell a little bit synthetic. They do have that kind of sort of generic smell to them that you get with a lot of the designer fragrances, and that's just from the synthetic oils. To me, it smells a little bit bleachy, which is why I tend to stay away from designer fragrances, and which is why I go for the ones with the more natural ingredients and the natural oils, like the niche and the luxury fragrances that I would regularly review. But this one, I'd say this one is 99% of the way to being Creed Aventus. As far as smell goes, the longevity of all of these as well, I mean, the longevity is fantastic. This one here, the alternative to Creed Aventus, this got me through a whole day. I mean, it pretty much lasted almost as long as the original one does. The only thing with this one is and one of the things that we love about Creed Aventus, and one of the reasons so many people buy it, is the massive projection that Creed Aventus has. Now, unfortunately, with this one, you're not going to get that massive projection. Like I say, it is a fraction of the price though. So you wouldn't expect to have that sort of $300 projection that you're going to get when you're buying the original scent. However, this still does have pretty good projection. You're still looking at around sort of 2 to 3 feet, possibly even more than that. I mean, nobody sort of really picked up on the fact that I was sort of wearing it, whereas when you are wearing Aventus, anyone who's around you will normally say something, whether it's a compliment or whether they say you smell nice or whatever. Somebody notices, normally they notice when you're wearing Aventus. I didn't so much get that with this one, but like I say, to my nose, this does smell very, very similar to what it is the original. Now, moving on to Creed Viking. This was the only one I found was a tiny bit off of the original fragrance. It took a little while before you sort of got the warmth and the sort of the fiery notes that are in Creed Viking. But this one, I thought probably about 90% of the way to to being Creed Viking. It does smell quite different in the bottle. It doesn't have that sort of peppery note that you get with the original. Other than that, I mean, the projection was pretty good with this one. You're looking at about 2 to 3 feet. Creed Viking, the original, is not massive projection anyway, so I mean, it's not far off as far as the projection goes. However, as I said, the scent is just a little bit off when it comes to those sort of fiery notes that are in Creed Viking. This one just seems to be lacking them a tiny bit. Also with this one, the longevity I didn't find was that great. It still got me through, I'd say, probably 7 to 8 hours, but when I was in the gym, this was the last one I wore this one yesterday. When I was in the gym yesterday, I wasn't picking it up in any way, which I was getting throughout most of the day. This one was, like I say, it was the weakest out of the 3 of them, but I mean, it's still good for sort of probably 7 or 8 hours. Now, moving on to the Baccarat Rouge 540, this was the one that I was most impressed with. This one is quite strong, and this one does have amazing longevity as well. This got me through a full day at work, and it also got me through the gym, and I could still smell it very, very strongly when I got home that evening. This one is probably the closest, I would say. This one is definitely the closest to the original, and projection is fantastic on this one as well. Now, bearing in mind, I work, the company that I work for in Grand Cayman, we own perfume stores. This is one of the ones that we sell the original, and the girls that are in the perfume stores, because they're spraying fragrances all day, they tend not to be able to smell a lot by the end of the day. But I was actually down there around sort of 4:30 in the afternoon, which is about sort of 9 hours into my day, and one of the girls complimented me on what I was wearing and asked me what I was wearing. So, I mean, that's definitely a sort of a huge selling point, I'd say, for the Baccarat Rouge 540. Sorry, the alternative to Baccarat Rouge 540, and that would be my top recommendation from the ones that I've tried. Unless, of course, you want a cheaper alternative to Creed Aventus, like I say, I mean, these are a fraction of the price of what the real fragrances cost. You're looking upwards of sort of £250, I believe, in England, which is where this company is based. And these are these are £25 for a 60ml or £40 for a 100ml. So they're well worth money in my opinion. Whether they were copies of high-end scents or not, these are great fragrances. And I mean, if you're in that designer sort of designer fragrance budget, then definitely these are worth checking out. So I mean, get onto scentlibrary.co.uk, go and see what they've got. They've got a whole host of different scents. Like I say, I mean, for a niche lover like myself and a luxury fragrance lover like myself, I was really impressed with these. As a purist myself, I wouldn't buy them because I prefer those natural notes. But I mean, if you're on a lower budget or you're looking for something to get that's similar to any of these, then obviously definitely get onto to scentlibrary.co.uk. I'm going to post all the details for scentlibrary.co.uk below the video, so you've got all the contact details there. But that's who sent me my samples, which again, thank you so much for it. It's wonderful trying them out, and I'm very honoured that you picked me to review them for you, so thank you very, very much. As usual, please like, comment and subscribe below. I'd love to hear if you tried anything from Scent Library, what your thoughts are on the fragrances. Do you think they're fantastic value for money? Even if they weren't copies of high-end fragrances, would you still buy their fragrances? I'd love to hear from you, so please comment right below. And as I said, down there as well, I'll put the contact details for Scent Library. As usual, please follow me on Instagram as well. You can find me at Luxury Fragrance Boss. Until my next video, I do new videos every day for you. So until my next one, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you very much for watching.